So for me, I view September as a month of freshness when it comes to my academic life. It's a month where we're all hopefully moving into a new year, a new stage in our lives. And I think it's imperative that you go into that month or into that new academic year thinking, what do I want to change? What do I want to do more of? What do I want to start doing? And what do I want to completely cut out of my life when it comes to my academics? And I think the only way you can effectively do this is if you have a set of goals that you can fall back on every now and again, and just to remind yourself of what you want to achieve from that academic year. And because of that, I think it's imperative again that these goals are smart goals. They're goals that are not too superficial to you. They're goals that can motivate you to wake up every single day and show up for yourself. And so I'm going to give you a couple of tools and strategies to help you in crafting smart goals for yourself in the new academic year. So before we jump in, I just want you to understand what smart goals are and the power behind them. I think they've worked for me over these years, and it's something that I'll keep doing. SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals. Your goals need to be specific, okay? Start off by being crystal clear about the goals you want to achieve. It could be anything from improving your grades, taking up a leadership position, getting accepted onto an internship, mastering a subject. It's important that these goals are specific because the way the brain works, it's much easier for it to navigate tasks when you have fluidity and specificity in what you're intending to do. You're much more likely to push through with whatever you're doing if you're specific with it, okay? Specificity tends to fuel your focus as well because you have tunnel vision, you know what you're going after, and you know that this is what I want to achieve by the end of the year. Secondly, you need to make sure that it's measurable, that it's something that you can track your progress. One good thing about measuring your progress is that it tends to keep you on track. Let's say your goal is to get a predicted grade of an A for chemistry by the end of the year. Let's say you started the year with a D. If you take your first mock exams and you see that, oh, my grades have changed from a D to a B, you know that you're a step away from reaching your target, which is an A, by the end of the year. When you measure progress, it allows you to see how far you've come and how much more work you need to put into it to achieve that goal that you have. If your goal is to do a couple of past papers during the year and to achieve a couple of grades during the year, you can use a past paper tracker, which will contain the years of past papers available to you, what grades you did on your first try, your second try, and your final attempt later in the year. And that again helps you see how far you've come in terms of how much your grades have changed over the course of that year. Then you need to make sure that these goals are achievable to you. I feel like you'll set yourself up for success if you choose goals that are well within your reach, okay? I find that having unrealistic goals will do the exact opposite of what your SMART goals are supposed to do. They'll rather frustrate you instead of motivate you, okay? So as much as you want to be ambitious, as much as you want to have been a better person academically by the end of that year, you want to make sure that this growth you're aiming to achieve is well within your reach. I think if you're a really hardworking person and you put your all into your studies, I think a realistic goal to set when it comes to improving your grades would be anything within 3 grades of what you're at the moment. I think that is achievable, and it also makes sure that you're bettering yourself, that you're growing and improving without stretching yourself out too much to the point where you're frustrated, tired, or worn out. You don't want that. Then you want to make sure that these goals that you've set are relevant, okay? They're relevant to the current phase of your life. If you've got something that is imminent within that 1 year, you should be focusing on that rather than what is coming up in 4 or 3 years. We'll all have very different goals because we're all in different phases of our lives and we're all aiming for different things in the future, okay? So your goals don't have to be derived from the goals that your friends are having, okay? Think about your life. Sit down and think about, what do I want to achieve within this 1 year? A good way that I've used to determine whether goals are relevant to me is by answering yes to these following questions. Does this seem worthwhile in the moment? Is this the right time to achieve this goal? Is this academic year the right year to achieve this goal? Does this goal match my efforts and needs? Am I the right person to reach this goal? Is it right for me? Is this goal applicable to me in my current physical, mental, and psychological state? So these are a few questions I ask myself when it comes to making sure that my goals are relevant to me. And if I answer yes to these, I know I'm on the right track with goal setting. And then lastly, you want to make sure that your goals are time bound, okay? That you have a deadline when it comes to setting these goals. When you don't have a deadline, your goals can literally linger indefinitely because you have no time by which you need to meet them. So there's no sense of urgency, there's no sense of waking up and showing up for yourself. You need to assign a realistic time frame to each and every goal. A couple of questions I tend to ask myself when it comes to how much time I allocate to my goals is, can I achieve this in the next 6 months? Can I achieve this in the next 3 months? What can can I start doing today to help me achieve this goal in the next 6 months or in the next 12 months? What can I do in the next 6 weeks to help set the ball rolling? So now you have the tools and the strategies you need to come up with smart targets and smart goals. Now let's put it all together. An example of one of your smart goals could be, I'll improve my grades in maths from a C to a B by the end of this semester or by the end of this term. It's specific because you know what you're working on. Your goal is to improve your grades in maths. It's measurable because we have the grades in place. We're talking about moving from a C to a B. It's something that I feel is achievable to me in this current phase of my academic life. And I've also made it time bound because I have a deadline in there. I want to achieve this goal by the end of the first semester or the first term. So sometime in December. So in December, I then come back, review my goals and see how I've done. In as much as goal setting is a good thing for you, sometimes it can get a bit daunting if you have too many things on your list. One thing that works for me when it comes to achieving my SMART goals is by breaking it down into bite-sized pieces of things that I can do every single day that can propel me into achieving those goals. You need to make sure that you're breaking your SMART goals into actionable steps, little things that you can do every single day. This creates a roadmap to follow, gives you tunnel vision, and makes the journey much more manageable for you. If by the end of the allocated time you review your SMART goals and you found that you haven't achieved anything, you want to go back to the drawing board. Don't beat yourself down too much. It happens. There are things on my list that sometimes I don't achieve within the academic year. It's perfectly fine. You want to go back to the drawing board, ask yourself, why do I think I did not achieve this? Are there any habits I need to change? Are there any things I need to start doing to help achieve this goal that I could not achieve last academic year? Okay, so hopefully now you're confident when it comes to setting SMART goals. Remember, these goals are things to guide you through both your challenges and your triumphs as well. You'll have loads of milestones, hopefully, in this academic year. At the same time, you'll have loads of challenges as well. These are things that can guide you through both circumstances, okay? So don't beat yourself down too much if you find this year challenging. You've got this and it's nothing you can't do. If you found this video helpful, make sure that you subscribe to the channel for more productivity and study tips as well. One more thing that I'd say, it will be hugely helpful if you have an accountability partner, okay? So someone that you make aware of the goals that you have, and day in, day out, they check up on you to see how you're doing when it comes to achieving, just so that they can keep you on your toes and make sure that you're on the right track as well. If you don't have any accountability partners in your life and you want me to check up on you, I am more than happy for you to drop them in the comment section. Make it time bound, so let me know when to check up on you when it comes to if you've achieved this goal, and I'll reply back in that time just to see how you're doing. Obviously, in the comment section it will be public, so don't put anything in the comment section that's private to you. Don't put anything that you wouldn't want the public to see. If you want to share your goals in the comment section for the next academic year to help encourage one another and hold one another accountable in the comment section, I'm all for that. So all the best for creating these SMART goals. I hope you have a productive academic year and that all your goals materialize. All the best, and I'll see you in the next one.